Hello, so my name is Kevin Getobai. I'm a farmer, born and raised on a farm. Both my parents are farmers, and went to school at the School of Agriculture here at the University of Nairobi. I did there my BSc, and now I'm back there again doing my MSc. And I'm also working here at Ololo Farm. Ololo Farm is a farming company that is located at the southern border of Nairobi National Park. And here at Ololo we are farming like the world depends on it, because it does. So, and what the kind of farming we are doing is a different way of farming. It's called regenerative farming. It's a new term, but the concepts are applying old techniques. I work as the farm projects manager, helping manage agroecological projects, and some of it include growing insects and trees, including trees into our system. Yeah, some of the regenerative practices that we're doing on farm includes agroforestry. So our agroforestry system is designed to be regenerative, and in this sense I mean like we are practicing an integrated farming system, so integrating trees, crops and animals in one place. So that's kind of our system we're doing. One time I used this term, it's called tree range chicken farming. So this is a concept I got from a friend of mine from Australia, and we're trying this concept here on farm, and it works really well. So we are having like trees grow in strips, and then we are having pasture-raised chicken come and move in between the rows of trees. So these we call them runs. So we have chicken and ducks. Chicken are on pasture, on mobile tractors, so they keep moving on pasture every one day, and then we have strips of trees forming boundaries in every run. So, and then we also have cows that we get manure that we compost and still use this compost on farm. So we integrating all these animals, trees and crops, so growing vegetables and leafy greens, salads, I mean, for our lodge. So our agroforestry system is still in process. It's still taking time, as you know, like trees will take time to grow, and our location is in the arid rangeland areas. So, and then we already like this, the trees in the strips are already established, and so in the strips we have banana trees, then we have fodder trees such as the Caliandra and Sesbania trees. So all these we chop the fodder trees for cows, and we get the bananas for our lodge and staff to use. And then we also cut some of the trees, like the Caliandra and Sesbania also are very good to just like provide mulch. So we cut them down and cover as mulch. And then so the manure we get from the cows, we take it to our compost system, then bring it back to grow trees and also grow the crops. So, and this forms part of our organic farming practices. So our farm is based on organic farming principles, and this includes not using synthetic pesticides and fertilizers on farm. So purely like we don't use on farm any fertilizers, we don't buy any of the organic fertilizers. So this is a very interesting concept, because you don't incur any cost on the inputs. We simply rely on the manure we get from the cows and the compost we make from our vermiculture, and the frass we get from our insect, the black soldier flies that we grow. So all these nutrients are what we use to grow our crops and improve our soils. We have a vegetable garden that it's organic. If you've been to the farm, you will see the biggest of logos indicating don't panic, it's organic. So this is our vegetable garden that we keep rotating the crops in there, and every time we plant we add nutrients, so this improves the structure of the soil, both the physical structure and the chemical, because it adds nutrients that helps the crops to grow. So part of our regenerative farming model is first of all, just to say, regenerative, for those who, if it's a new term to use, basically like any farming practices that helps rejuvenate the soil, So, and it's a sustainable and ecological approach if you want to restore soil health. And then the integration of different components. So this is the trees, the animals, and then the crops. So it's purely nature-based. So that's our model, and we are having poultry is our main business. So we're growing chicken and ducks in these runs. So the chickens are kept outside, unlike the conventional system where the chicken are housed in one big structure. The chicken don't get to experience the animal behavior, or they're not free to move. So, but in our kind of system, we try and keep the chicken outside, and they will pasture and have experienced the animal behavior outside. The ducks are totally outside, so they have their runs and duck ponds in the end. So you just go have a swim, come back, get on pasture, take shade under trees, the treating system I mentioned. So so that's basically like the whole concept of our farm, and we've constantly been improving, starting with basic structures and improving and learning a lot. So this system will teach you how to get quality food on your table. So, and also we grow insects. So we have an insect farm. These insects are called black soldier flies. And the reason why we decided to grow this insect is because like poultry or livestock feed in Kenya have skyrocketed. Like the past few months, the prices have gone high by up to 30%, and this has pushed so many farmers, the smallholder farmers mainly, out of business. Like you can make profits if you can't get the inputs at the right cost, So, and one of the reasons the costs are so high is the protein component of the feed. So protein has been very expensive, and the opportunity to grow insects as an alternative source of protein has diverse benefits. It's not just a nature-based solution, but it also an economical solution to farmers. So you grow insects that feed on, their main diet is based on food waste. So anything organics that is, instead of like all this organic waste going straight into landfills, and you can get this resource anywhere at a free cost. Statistics indicate that food waste is the biggest crisis everywhere in the world. So, and you can get this resource if you're in Kenya, here in Nairobi. You can get this resource at a free cost. So, and using waste as a resource to grow protein on farm will cut you up to like between 40 to 60% of the cost in your poultry production, or your pig farming, or your fish farming practice. The remains that is left after the insect have fed, the larvae of these flies have fed on the waste and they've grown. So the frass, very high in nitrogen. We use it on farm to grow trees and to pot trees and grow, and also use it just on to grow crops with. Yes, so some of the benefits and why it's really important to appreciate this new form of farming or new term called the regenerative farming that embraces pure agroecological principles is you get an opportunity to live sustainably. Sustainable living in the context that you get to eat healthy and nutritious food, unlike the conventional system where the farm is people just farmers are brainwashed. Farmers are just meant to know for you to get a product in the market quickly and to get a big produce is to just pump the soil with these fertilizers to help protect the crop. You have to spray chemicals that are even harmful for people to even be there at that moment when you're spraying. So this solution, when you're embracing nature as a solution, is you get to ensure sustainability of your soil and the product that you're getting. So you get, every time you use organic manure or compost, you improve the structure of the soil, and this will guarantee consistent harvest from the soil. So, and you're not introducing any chemicals, so it's not harmful to your health. Your health is ensured, the soil health is ensured. So this is basically some sort of a sustainable kind of living that we should all embrace, that is all brought together by this concept of agroecology. It's not just the sustainable living part of it, but also it brings inclusiveness even in the market. If all smallholder farmers could sustainably and be able to produce food by ensuring their soils are healthy, they will always be in the market, and they will always be selling a healthy product. So they will constantly be on the market, and we all be together. So women, young people venturing into farming. So farming will no longer be considered as an unhealthy or some sort of soil degrading culture. So it will be a one-stop place for young people, women, and everyone in the society who wants an opportunity to improve their livelihood. So they will have a product to sell. Agroecology embraces diversity of products. So they'll have different types of products to sell. You can have eggs, you can have milk, you can have fruits, you can have vegetables. So it's a whole, appreciating the whole diversity. So you always be in the market. When you're not selling milk, you're selling eggs. When you're selling eggs, you're there selling your vegetables. So you're always there in the market. So there will be no reason for you to stick to the conventional culture of seasons. So you always be in the market. So and the market will always be there to receive you, because you're selling very high and produce and healthy to the people. So people buy your stuff with two hands. For example, you're having an organic vegetable farm. You're growing diverse vegetables on your farm. You have diverse produce on your plate. So if you have say have a lunch, some salads, leafy greens, you have some proteins, all from your farm. You have milk there. So it's very, very diverse. The plate, you're bringing nature on your table. So, and that's the whole benefit and the whole concept of it, of this agroecology. There are three main challenges that are facing the agro-food industry today, and this includes the issue climate change, the markets, and the inputs, the high cost of inputs. So, and when you're talking about climate change today, is it's a global issue. And last year you saw the report that termed climate change as a red alert farmers. So the farmers are feeling the most of these impacts of climate change, because the farmers are engaging straight on the fields and working on the soil. So when you're experiencing extended periods of drought, like resources such as water becomes an issue. So, and this will have a major blow in terms of productivity. So crops will dry out, or some crops will fail, and animals too need water. So having an unpredictable weather system is a big challenge to farmers. So, and most smallholder farmers just rely on rain-fed agriculture. The other challenge of the market is that there are so many cartels now in the market. So if farmers don't get a chance to sell straight to consumers, so they have to go through someone. So this limits their potential into the market and into the business. So they always have to rely on these people to get their produce, or to know what to sell and what quantities to sell. So this really has a big impact on the whole farming model. So the whole business and market system is in conflict with sustainable agricultural production. So, and this poses a big threat to agriculture. And so, and then if the prices of inputs shoot high, like they always keep going up. For example, the cost of feed for poultry farmers over the past few months, the prices has gone up by about 30%. So this is kicking most farmers out of business. Not just farmers, also like feed producers. So unless farmers look for alternative means of saving cost of input, so either doing away with the synthetic fertilizers, or buying fertilizers and having just a system that will be able to produce on farm, this will constantly be a barrier. So you have a high cost of inputs, and yet you can shoot your prices or products very high. So you always been either you're not making profits, or you just completely have to go out of business. So inputs are key, very key. The cost of inputs is very key in any farming model. Yeah, so what I'll basically recommend is for every farmer or anyone thinking of just going into the ag-food industry is to just give nature a seat at the table. What I mean is to embrace the agroecology principle, and this is mainly like not separating nature and people, and just putting people and nature together, using nature as a solution to the challenges we mentioned earlier about challenges that farmers are facing. People will need to learn, not just the farmers but also the consumers. So there have to be a way to channel the information to consumers, to farmers. Yeah, so the state of regenerative farming in Kenya is since 2010, the curve has just been going straight up. Like most people are starting to adopt this kind of farming, and people are starting to learn and appreciate the need and the importance of regenerative farming. So this is mainly smallholder farmers, so both private individuals and corporations. So people are coming together and appreciating this kind of farming system. So all around in Kenya, so many people have started growing crops, keeping animals in regenerative farming, you know. And as I said, it's not a new concept. It's a new term with old practices. So most indigenous farmers have been constantly using or applying these concepts, and the growth curve has been mainly been boosted by organizations and individuals who are keen to just share the knowledge or just pass the information on why healthy food production is important. And some of these organizations include Ololo Farm. So it has an interesting model where people just come and learn through agritourism. So they learn what is done on farm, and they appreciate where the food is coming from. And Nutri Produce as well is a company that have just train and show the importance of having healthy food system, and also regenerating the soil. Trains young people and women into sustainable food production. This is the whole basis of agroecology and sustainable farming.